Welcome to what many call the greatest setting in college football. Husky Stadium in Seattle settled nicely between the Cascades and the Olympic Mountains, and it doesn't get much better or much louder than this. Today, two teams collide in an old-fashioned SEC showdown. As we'll see, the Missouri Tigers taking on the winners of 6 straight, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Missouri ready to kick off to get us underway. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. So Washington's offense will get the first crack at it here. And this guy feels like a throwback. Back in the day, the running backs were always the stars. This guy fits that mold.
And he can do a lot of different things, too. He's not a one-trick pony. This guy can tote the rock. He can catch the ball. He can block. We might even see him throw the ball in this game. This is a jack of all trades.
These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference, be great in your conference, get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally, and they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
Got it in the middle, it's Cano. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
And 4th and inches, you know what's coming. You know they're going to run the quarterback sneak, but it's one of the hardest plays in football to stop. You got to find a way to dive from the defensive line spot and stop the feet of the quarterback, and they couldn't do it. And listen, they only needed inches. That's what makes it so difficult to stop.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 6-yard pickup on first down, leaves him with 2nd and 4. Here's the handoff. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. That purple wave getting things going on the ground now.
And such a great fan base in the Pacific Northwest. Washington fans believe in their team. They're loud, and I tell you what, when they got a ground game they can depend on, a physical ground game, it sets the table for everything they want to do offensively.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Quarterback checking the play. Trying to find his man on first down. And the pass is intercepted. Got room on the return. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
All right, I know it's early, but it's just one drive, right? You got to put this behind you. It isn't how you wanted to open up. It isn't how you wanted to start. This offense has got to go to the sidelines, get with the coach, settle down, and figure out the game plan for the rest of the game.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Going to the running game. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series, but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. They're trying to get to it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this when ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. The Huskies have it back trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Looking to go up top on first down. They're working that left side. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Productive pass offense for the Huskies, and they've had a long line of quarterbacks who've gone on to the pros.
Yeah, a lot of guys that you can think of. Warren Moon obviously was so dynamic, so good, but guys that were surgical, guys that read the defenses, made the decision, made big plays. That's what the Husky fans want to see.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The toss to the right. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Third and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. He's looking to pass. Finds the tight end. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. The Huskies have it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the run. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Movement here from the tight end. Power football with the run. Tackle is made after the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Give to the running back. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Handoff to the lone back. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Defense rolling out the big bodies to try to stuff the run. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And Nice job by this defense. You kind of knew something like this was coming. Great job. You got to get penetrated.
Quarterback sneaks it forward and into the end zone for a touchdown.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish the deal with the quarterback sneak. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Line gets set, first down. On the move. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. He's looking to throw. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. Guys, this rough start is hardly what they had in mind to start SEC play, and it's not going to get any easier.
Well, no doubt about it. There were big expectations surrounding this program inside SEC play this year, and things haven't necessarily gone their way. They've had to fight a ton of adversity.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
Makes a move. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. When the Huskies are moving on the ground like this, you will bow down to Washington.
Yeah, and I tell you what, with all the rain they get out there in Washington, you better have a dependable ground game that you can go to and establish that tempo. Obviously, harder to throw the football in the rain, so dominant, physical trenches.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Fast motion from the offense. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Toss sweep right. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
If you want to test the physicality of a defense, get the toss play going. Get the outside run game working, because those DBs are going to have to find ways to fight off blocks, and you're going to find out just how badly these little guys want to put their face in the fan.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'll leave it with him. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The big fellas coming out in the goal line defense. The give. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity right now to finally break the seal.
On second down, he'll let it fly. He caught it. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
They want to power it in on the ground on 3rd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Husky. That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point makes it 14-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Iowa is currently trailing, but if this young star leads a comeback today, He could join former Heisman winner Niall Kinnick among the legends to wear that uniform. They're trailing by 11 to Oregon. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Got him downfield. Nothing but green ahead. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers!
And just a really nice throw. Really good touch towards the sideline on that corner route. And the receiver does a nice job catching the football and immediately getting up the field, getting in the end zone for the big touchdown.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
Grant behind the line. It's Jean-Pierre. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that third down. They'd hoped to get him in space, create running room, and there just wasn't anything there.
Yeah, I love the third down, aggressive, in-your-face defense, not giving you any room to run down the field. Great job by the defense. They saw the throw, the quick pass, reacted to it, got him on the ground for a loss.
Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Short fields make successful offenses, just what they want here. He wants to throw. And they get the sack right out of the gate. So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. He's looking to throw. Trying to get rid of it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. So Missouri will have to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Pulls it in. It's Jean-Pierre. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. Part of the DNA of the Washington offense has been a guy who can get it done with his arm.
And just finding a guy that makes everybody around you better, that can make the right decisions, that can highlight your skill positions. That's what gets the Washington fans going crazy, going nuts, and that's when they have those great football teams.
2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on 3rd down from the 43. Right on target this time. That'll be enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. This time they'll go to the running game. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on 1st down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
He's got enough, and it'll be a 1st down for Washington.
Offensively, are you going to take 4 to 6 every play? Yes, please. Sign me up for that. I'm going to take that every single time. Great job by the offense. Staying patient, staying true to who they are. You want to run the football. You want to be physical. You want to establish yourself. Check and check and check.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Getting some heat. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They got it down to the 21. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. They go to the ground. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
You can't let the same guy beat you over and over and over again. You got to make adjustments. Sometimes you got to bring more guys in the box, more guys to the football, and make sure he's not the one who beat you.
Makes the grab. It's Cano. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads it left. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Seattle for an interesting first half than you? Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. With that said, let's send it back to our guys inside Husky Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Washington about to boot it deep to start things in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're... find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football Palmer out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that they can win this game.
He's got it. It's a catch along the sideline. Didn't need much, but got enough. Missouri gets to the line quickly. Looking to move it through the air. Tight end finds a soft spot. They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Tigers with the 1st and 10. It's a draw. Nice move to keep running.
You see, they need more runs like that. It's just been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Well, with his speed, they're going to keep blitzing him over and over because you'll get results like that right there. Kind of reminds you of Joe Kelly, a great linebacker at Washington in the 80s, or maybe Mason Foster as well. Those guys can go sideline.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He's got it. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. You need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, David.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. Looking for room at the 40. Finally run out of bounds, but he has his offense rolling with a 1st down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route and he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that 1st down.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. back to the air one more time. This time he's got him. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Cano.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
On second down, looking again to throw. They've got the screen set up. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
I love screen passes on offense, and you got to do them in different ways. So running backs, you can do them to receivers, do them to tight ends. Didn't gain any yards on that one, but don't be afraid to dial that play up again later.
And the Huskies will keep this drive going.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Huskies. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the first down here. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
This defense has a 3-possession lead at this point. You're seeing how dominant they are up front. And they've done such a good job recruiting D-linemen, linebackers, guys that can blitz. They've got speed. They've found guys in the portal. They've recruited guys out of high school, and they are just eating right now.
Wants to return it. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They'll give it to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
It's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Pass to Sticks, still on his feet. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Open.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for you.
He's going up top. He caught it. Touchdown, Husky. And the stomping has commenced. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point in the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they
Fires into traffic, intercepted. Takes it the other way. He's at the 10. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Washington.
I'll tell you what, as a DB, you're lucky if you get 1 pick six in your entire football life. This guy had one last game. He's got one this game. Quarterbacks are going to stop throwing his way.
38, Missouri, 7.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Quick completion on the out route.
That's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. They're getting this guy lathered up. At midfield, he's got room. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. The Tigers are marching down the field. Handoff to the single back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing.
And boy, was that pressure in his face immediately. Down he goes.
I think this quarterback now at this point is looking over the sideline saying, hey, can we just not throw it anymore? I mean, my guys, they can't block for me. I've got no chance back here. We need to just run the ball from this point out.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. They'll throw it on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. On second down, he'll fire. Makes the catch. It's Cano. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. To the ground to try to pick up the first. He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
And obviously, this is one of the best offenses in the country, and it's because they get first downs. Top 10 in the nation picking up first downs. How nice is it to know you can turn around, hand it off to that guy right there, and let him go to work.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. Late in the ball game with the lead, establish the run, establish the physicality. And you know what helps? That clock up there, it continues to tick. So let's see if they choose to keep the ball on the ground and stay conservative and run that clock.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
You don't want to have to settle for the field goal down here. When you have a red zone weapon like this dude, use him.
Yeah, and when you get in this area and you've got that big target.
Touchdown, Washington! And the route is on. They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes with the return. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Got it in the middle. It's Pitts. Brought down at the 26 after a 15-yard pickup. They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. He's looking to throw it. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he'll let it fly. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his target down the middle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. So Missouri will have to punt it away. Man, these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. He'll field the punt and look for room. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it. Some might have the philosophy to milk the clock. Others have this philosophy. Just keep going at them.
Until you stop me. And I think the offense, you can tell, it's pretty clear. They're going to keep their foot on the gas, continuing to throw the football down the field, attack, make big plays like they have all game long.
Touchdown, Huskies! And the beatdown has ensued. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the 4th, and they are going to go to 7-0.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
This time it's complete. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. They'll try to get it through the air. Flushed out of the pocket. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. He's got great speed. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yard to help out the O. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the... And he makes the catch inside the 25. Touchdown, Huskies! And the pummeling has started. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue. And the extra point was good. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
That makes the score. Washington, 59.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
He's going to pass on second down. The sure hands, it's Pitts. At the 45 on his way. Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. He's going to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Dalton. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He wants to throw it again. Fires to the right. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Going for it all. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Hold it. Open.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, they need a big completion. Quickly to the tight end. Got room at the 35. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Hoping to cut into that lead, and they did not. The lead is huge. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Fires to the big fella. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Going downfield for the big play. And he makes the catch inside the 25. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. He gets a block. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He just took it the entire length of the field, end to end, coast to coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, take a knee, no, yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that to the end zone, making a huge play.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Final minute, this game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. Lets it fly. And he's got it at the 30. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Offense set on first down. They're going to open this drive with a pass. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. After the misfire now on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. It's caught. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. They'll throw it on first down. Coming after it. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. After the incompletion, let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd and 10 from the 33. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run. We're at the midway point of the season, and after the showing they delivered today, this team is firing on all cylinders through week 7.
We've been talking a lot about this team, but you want to be remembered in the month of November. The most important part in the meat of this schedule now is coming up. If you play well throughout the second half of the year, we're talking college football playoff potential again.
Yeah, but you got to start somewhere, right? And I like that they started strong, made it to week 7 now. Yes, the rivalries are coming up, and more important games are coming up, but you did what you needed to do to start the season.